Welcome! I'm so glad you've chosen to be here. This is it. This is where we begin the real, intentional work of bringing your inner world into full alignment with your outer reality.
We start with a really foundational truth here. Insight, that deep self-awareness, it's absolutely essential. It's our fuel. But fuel on its own, well, it doesn't create a flame, does it? It needs a catalyst. It needs action. And before we go any further, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for investing this time in yourself. Let's think of this space as a kind of structured retreat, a place dedicated to building the architecture of your own wholeness. You are absolutely in the right place.
Okay, so let's begin with the central metaphor for our work together, this idea of awareness as a form of potential energy. This is really the starting point for everything that's going to follow.
I want you to think of your inner world for a moment. All of your knowledge, your core values, those hard-won insights you've gathered. Picture it all like a matchbox, full of potential sparks. Now, this is a really powerful state, but it's also a static one. It's that feeling of knowing your truth, but not quite seeing it fully alive in the world yet. It's all just latent energy, really, just waiting to be ignited.
So here we can see that core distinction, right? On one side, you have the static state, that internal, invisible fuel of your insight. And on the other, you have the kinetic state, the external, visible flame of action. Our entire purpose here is to build a bridge across that gap, to turn quiet reflection into powerful motion.
So the big question is, how do we build that bridge? How do we actually ignite all that potential energy that's waiting inside us? Well, that brings us to the mechanism of ignition.
It's action. Action is the catalyst. Your deeds, the choices you make every day, the way you show up in the world, they are the strike against the friction of reality. And that is what transforms potential into the actual reality of a flame.
This whole transformation, it really unfolds in three clear stages. First, there's awareness. That's our fuel. Second, there's friction, which is that deliberate act of engaging with the world. And third, you get embodiment, the visible, tangible result of our values in action.
Now, this process isn't just a vague idea. It's a structured practice, and it's guided by the Insight4Alignment framework. Think of it as a system, an architecture, designed to help you build your own integrated self. This framework was actually developed by Danielle Boddy. She's a master life coach and an executive leadership consultant, and her specialty is what she calls identity architecture. Her work is all about aligning the 6 core intelligences that make up the whole self, and it's all grounded in really practical principles from neuroscience and neuropsychology.
And this really gets to the heart of our practice here, this pursuit of wholeness. We're talking about the conscious, intentional integration of all the parts of yourself. We actively reject the idea that feeling fragmented or pulled in different directions is just normal, or something you just have to manage.
So what this framework becomes is a tool, a really powerful tool for self-leadership, for sustainable self-transformation, and for returning to a place of empowered agency. And while our focus here begins with you, the individual, these same principles are just as powerful for teams, for leaders, and even for whole organizations that are seeking true alignment. So, where is all of this leading? What's the ultimate goal? It's to cultivate a life of what we call luminous action. A life where who you truly are on the inside is authentically and powerfully expressed in everything that you do.
And so, that brings us right back to where we started. You're the one holding the matchbox. The potential is all yours. The question that's going to guide our time together is this: what will you choose to illuminate? Let's begin.